out there, topside, every drop, every scrap, every fight tells a story. You never quite know what you're walking into. A quick raid for parts, a friendly raider lending a hand, or someone who'd rather take yours. This is Arc Moments, a collection of chaos, luck, and lessons learned the hard way. These are the encounters that make the fight worth remembering, and sometimes even worth laughing at. This one, my first solo run into Arc. No squad, no backup, just me, a sidearm, and a lot of bad choices. As you can see, I'm quite ill-equipped to deal with these drones. And unfortunately, I went left on this extract instead of right, where the actual button was. I'm quickly realizing here that I am not going to make it. As you can see right here, I get downed. This is my first run. An interesting part about this is the drones don't shoot you after you're down, so small blessings for that. But as I'm crawling to extraction, I call it, and lo and behold, another person comes up. And I ask, defib? No response. Fortunately, I'm bleeding out, and that's it, my first run. It ends in sadness. On my second run, as I got started, I was determined to have a good run this time. Another area got unlocked, this new area. The sand took over. So I decided I was going to go to Old Town here.
Let's head home at the southern station.
At this time, I'm not really sure what these icons really mean, but I'm learning. I start moving into the area, come across this drone. It's kind of the first time I tried to hide from a drone to see what its detection radius was. So I kind of just snuck behind this tree to see, like, if they see behind them, if the light is the indication. So I'm learning here how the drones work. As I play a little cat and mouse behind the tree. As the drone moves off, I move up and I obviously see another drone there. And I'm just using free loados here. So because the two drones are overhead, I decided to take cover under here. And then I hear a player. And I found it interesting that they didn't see me. I move on to my first building where I was able to actually start doing some looting. I'm trying to be cautious here. The solo play, I found the players to be friendly, mostly. But I'm really not interested in engaging with any players, so I got a chance to loot. I got up to the second floor, and this was the first time I encountered a bombardier. And again, I just finished looting this area, so I had some loot, and I was trying to find an extract to get out. And I decided that I was gonna jump down there. I went into another building, and a drone spotted me, so I began to engage. As you can see, I'm still trying to get enough loot to make this worth my while. I found this good position, a Berletta, and I was able to knock out a whole bunch of drones here quite effectively. Probably my first engagement that I got this opportunity. And I guess I was feeling a little brave. Or even the effectiveness of the Berletta caused me to make a choice here. I was like, hey, I decided to take a couple shots at that bombardier. I went to the second floor to get a better angle on him. But that bombardier distracted me while these little firebots rolled up on me and blew up. I lost all my shields, half my health, so I decided I was going to back off and heal. And after a little while, I came back to loot these things, and there was a person here who said, don't shoot. So I decided that this was an extraction point. I was like, I think I got enough, and I wanted to leave. But turns out that this extraction point as you learn, have timers. And though I had seen it before, she came up behind me. I told her, give a sec here, I'm friendly. And she didn't shoot. So I moved on to try to find a different way to extract out of this place. Since my first run ended in such disaster, I didn't really want to have a repeat performance. I was a little suspicious she was following me and standing behind me. I decided that she wasn't going to do anything, so I was trying to find a new way out.
Head home at the old town hatch.
And I selected this old-time hatch, not knowing that that was actually like a key card. I decided to move towards it. So, lesson learned that these are only for key cards, and the square ones are actually the public ones. As I got here, I quickly realized that this was not something I had a key card for, or the raider key. So I decided to find a different place, and I guess I figured out I had 3 minutes to get to this other hatch on the eastern station.
Let's head home at the
So I selected it, and I started moving towards it as quick as I could. I came into this opening, and I found that either it was a bastion or a bombardier. Maybe the same one that I've been kind of flanking. So I decided to make a run for it, flank left around it, and try not to engage. It was the bombardier, yeah, that's right. As I was moving away, it looks like it was noticing somebody else, so I decided, with it distracted, that I would move into this building over here. Went up to the second floor to get a better look at it. And this is where I heard other people fighting. And I guess that's a snitch drone, so I decided I was going to take it out. But the bombardier had actually noticed me and targeted me. Unbeknownst to me, I almost died here. As you can see, my health was down to a sliver. So I took some time to recharge my shield, heal what I had. I used my last bandage here. And actually, I was feeling pretty good. Like, I survived several encounters. I took some drones out. I had a bag of loot. And so I left that encounter. And I decided to get up on this roof. Not knowing the map very well, I was like, oh, I'm really close to extract. So I ended up going down. And I did not realize how high that roof was, since I basically ran onto it with the sand. So the unique map left me with 2% life left, and I was left in this like difficult situation where I was in this sort of hole. So I was like, okay, this ladder should take me out. As I got up onto the roof again, annoyed that I had not realized that I came to this other quandary where I was trying to meticulously fall down here, and I end up falling to putting myself in a down state. I was actually emotionally low at this point, because I was like, oh my god, like, really? So I felt like I was really close to the station. I had a chance. I figure I might be able to crawl there. Honestly, had no idea where it actually was, but somebody had just called, so I was hopeful that I could crawl in. So with my life draining and me crawling, thinking it might be in this building, either underground, I actually really didn't know. So as my hope was that as I entered this room, that it would be relatively close. But it turned out that that was not the case. As I continued crawling around, losing life, fully realizing that I would not make it, this ended my run, unfortunately, as I heard them calling in the call, and I didn't make on my second run. Now, a strange emotion came over me at this point. As I pondered this, I felt I did a pretty good run, except for the one error of falling off the building. I thought I would have made it out on this one. A feeling of determination came over me. I wanted my third run to be really good. dying to drones out of the first and then dying by the environment on the second, I felt it was my time. I was still taking a free loadout at this time, trying to build up some sort of success when it came to like pulling stuff out. I picked the closest thing to me.
Let's move to that location.
And hoped that it hadn't been looted already. As I got into the building, I managed to find some decent loot in this kitchen. It wasn't a lot. It was like three areas to loot, with some plastic parts, and it's kind of the same thing in each one. I had ducked into this building because there were some drones that were hovering around. But I wanted to kind of search this place thoroughly before moving on, so I wrapped around this and I got into this other back room, and unfortunately there was nothing else to search here. So a little disappointed in my first building not having a lot, I decided that I would go to the market ruins,
Let's go to that
which
location.
was directly ahead of me. But as I came around this corner, and being a little bit cautious, I noticed that there was a couple drones floating around. And lo and behold, there was a Bastion down there. That's the one with the machine gun. So crossing that courtyard felt like certain death.
Hornet.
So we had a Hornet and a Wasp and a Bastion all hovering together. So I decided to move on, hoping there'd be an entrance here, which I found. And it was some sort of mall. But on the second floor, I found that there was somebody engaging. I'm not sure what they were fighting. As I came around this corner, I saw this red light. I wasn't sure if I had disabled it or should have shot it. And then this thing came out of nowhere. The kettle, well, it's the one that they gave me. The kettle seemed to be not doing a lot of damage to it, and I was actually getting quite frustrated. And I'm not sure how fire it affects me when it came to shields and everything else. So I'm frantically trying to heal here until I got desperate and I just pulled out my crowbar and started swinging at it. And then this happened. I told him that I was fine. And he moved on. But it was a little shocking when the guy just ran up and just asked me if I was okay. My cousin Terry tells me that I should be really worried if they don't say anything. So I actually got a chance to loot some arc robots. I went into the basement here and actually had a little bit of a good looting run. You know, I found whatever that was on the table. See, the thing is, I'm just picking stuff up. I don't really know what I'm picking up because I don't know what's good or what's bad or whether I should pick it up or not. All I'm trying to do is fill my backpack at this time. And just, you can see I only have one slot left. So reluctantly, I decided to search this, knowing it's going to make a lot of noise. And then I end up in this situation where I'm full. So I decide that's it. After two really bad runs and learning that the highway overpass hatch is a key one, I decide to move on to the northern station.
Head home at the northern
I was like,
station.
I said, this is it. I'm going to get my loot and I'm going to get out. As I left that building, I noticed that this drone was shooting at somebody in that building. So I decided to lend a hand. Probably not my wisest thing, but felt it was important to see if I could knock it out, which I did. Don't know if the guy's thankful in there or not, but knowing that I just made a lot of noise, I rounded the corner and I came and being confronted by this other drone. Again, the kettle doesn't seem like a weapon that does a lot of damage. Again, I'm kind of learning that as I'm going here. Again, this is a free loadout. So I was attempting to shoot off its engines, but my accuracy was a little bit low at this point. Realizing that this is actually the exit, I have one more go at it to see if I can take it out. And it turns out I was out of ammo, just got electrocuted. I think I threw a grenade there, but I don't really know what happened. I had to switch to my crowbar here. I was going into a place, into the underground. I had no idea who was down here. Didn't know if there was drones down here, but as you can see, my life is pretty low. I honestly didn't know what that was. I thought it was some sort of stim. But I managed to get the extract. I called the thing in. And as I'm sitting down here, I hear gunfire up above. And this is a different extract. I hadn't seen one of these where a train actually comes and picks you up. And then I saw the little voice chats on the side, and I knew people were...
Don't shoot!
So they came running up. I told them that I'm friendly. They, for whatever reason, didn't talk back to me. They just did the little dance thing, which I guess is the indication that they acknowledge me. And finally, after my third run, I managed to extract. The person was obviously telling me they're thankful. I'm not sure why people don't use their in-voice comms. Feeling pretty good about myself on the third run. I finally did a solo one by myself. And this walkout was actually felt pretty good. So when you do manage to extract, it's a pretty good high. So deciding that the fourth run, I wanted to kind of repeat that. I wanted to check out this electromagnetic event or map. And funny, the Formica Outpost, my first mission on the playtest,
If anyone can hear me.
this was the first POI that I had some success with, so I decided to go to it again. And I got up there without any incident, no lightning strikes, no people. As I was searching, I came across this Pharaoh, I do believe it was. So I don't actually have one of those in my solo, and I actually found this other pistol, the Stitcher. I was pretty happy with that loot. And then I moved on to this other crate, and I decided to breach this, knowing that I'm making a lot of noise too, but I was on the edge of the map. And I found this extended mag, and I don't know what it was used for, but I was trying to figure out at that time. So I go to the next one. So I think that's a good mod. I just don't have a weapon that can use it yet. And I ended up finding like a, what is it called? An angled grip, which actually went onto my Rattler. Me still trying to figure that out. And I put a compensator on it. So I think that was a Rattler 3 that I found. Feeling pretty good about that. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stick around here too long, you know. So I decided to make a beeline for the water treatment extract. You know, I wanted to build up some successful runs and start getting actual materials pulled out. And as I was moving towards about halfway there, I guess lightning strikes, it gives a little electrical discharge, which then drew the attention of a drone. My Rattler 3 with the compensator actually did some pretty good damage. Like, it took it down way faster. This is the first time I had a weapon mod, and that weapon mod was helpful. Meaning, like, I felt a little stronger with this weapon. All the base weapons I've had up to date, I've always felt like they were ineffective. As I continued moving away, and I started approaching the extract, something was going on up there. Like the green lights were going off, so it looked like... And then I saw it. I think they're called the Leaper. So people were either fighting them, or they had just extracted. So this Leaper was pretty agitated when I rolled up on it. Me trying to stay out of its sight line and get a sense of like where it's going, realizing it had a red glowy eye in the front, which means it was engaged, and it was heading directly for me. So I was freaked out because I was like, I had just got some weapon mods, this was actually becoming a good run, and this thing was looking hard for me. And then suddenly he goes out of combat mode and goes into I guess their passive search mode, and starts moving away from me. I was totally jacked, but my heart rate was going pretty high at this point. So I found that a fascinating emotional response from just a looter shooter. So I approached the extract nice and slow, not realizing how much sliding will take you out of cover, but deciding that no harm, no foul. The Leaper was still around and kind of heading back to me with some floating drones above it, so I was like... And I remember the last time, even at the beginning of this video, and then this happens. This guy shows up, and I'm like, oh, freaked out, like, oh, fuck, he's gonna shoot me. And then a lightning strike almost takes him out. He said something, but I couldn't hear him over the lightning. And even in the video here, it's hard. So I want to play cat and mouse. He decides to take a shot at the Leaper. And this battle at the end was pretty epic. I decided to join in to help, not knowing how good my weapon is, how to kill a Leaper, but the Leaper was on fire. But I'm low on stamina, and I'm trying to move away, and the Leaper is definitely getting after him. So I don't know what I threw, or did I throw it? I'm a little panicky here. So I get caught in the crossfire. He has some sort of automatic machine gun. So an explosion goes off. I'm not sure what that was. But the Leaper still seems to be alive. I say, fuck it. I'm crawling in, and I'm not really knowing what happened to him. So I decided to return to Speranza, turning around, realizing that he was down too. Again, he said something to me, but I didn't catch it. There's too much noise going on. I didn't actually say much to him. I think I told him I was friendly at the beginning. I managed to extract for the second time, so I found that to be a pretty confident building experience. And this walkout again was pretty... And this time I actually took a proper loadout. I didn't take a free loadout this time. And then I'm looking at the Wasp driver I threw, trying to figure out what it was supposed to do. And that's it. That's the first 4 solo missions I did. 2 failures, 2 wins. And I think I'm hooked. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to be continuing to make content with Arc Raiders on this channel. And my name's Lore, and I appreciate you getting to the end of the video.